Yes, sir.
What is happening, guys?
We are back. We're back
indeed.
BSR podcast season 2.
Season 2, yes.
Live and colored.
Yes.
How are you feeling, brother?
Bro, it's been a long time coming, so many things happening, life things happening.
Yeah.
For both of us. But we're here.
Fantastic, man. It's been a couple of weeks, months, and the world has changed.
The world has changed indeed.
We are the same though, isn't it? I mean, well, you don't have your dreadlocks anymore. That's one thing.
Yeah, I don't have my locks anymore.
Do you wanna tap us?
Well, the one thing I'll say is, I think I loved having my hair. The main reason I got locks in the first place was just kind of like made me feel more in touch with
your identity.
My identity as an African. And the reason I took them off was because a person, aka my wife, I was responsible for
making the hair,
retwisting it and keeping it in check. Was she had to travel, for extended periods. So
that's understandable.
I figured, I don't want it to look too rough, or I figured let me just take it off. But I'm definitely gonna regrow it, I think. That's
understandable, and I think a few of our mates have already told you they prefer the locks look.
Yeah, so. Do you know what? I have this regret when I see people with locks. I look at them like, it's just like a deep regret. Like, why did I do this to myself?
But anyway, you still kept them, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I kept them. Yeah, because you can reattach them.
That's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Welcome, everybody. Well, we missed you all, and we are happy to be back. Obviously,
we're excited.
First episode of season 2, and we've got so much this season.
Yeah,
like sometimes it's just mind-boggling. But obviously, the fact that we've got guests coming on this season, and they're all looking forward to be here and express their views and whatever area of expertise they've got in it, all of that. So we are looking forward to it. We like to reflect.
Absolutely.
They are looking forward to it. So it's a two-edged sword right there.
Exactly.
We're gonna cut both ways. So happy to have everybody on. This obviously, we were saying that because it's the first episode, we're just gonna reflect on a few things that we've discussed.
Just recently.
So
not just recently. Things over the past few months. As we haven't been recording, obviously there's always conversations happening. So there's some things that we like to ponder on, and as those of you that were here from first, second episode, you remember. That is the main reason we started this is just to kind of reflect on the things that we normally discuss or things that we're curious about.
Yeah.
So, I for one, I'm excited that we're getting these guests on.
I kid you not, bro.
We've been saying this for a while.
And
it's finally happening. So shouts to everybody that kept in touch and said, when are you guys releasing the next episode? What's happening with you guys?
That was really good. That was like heartwarming.
It was it's really cool.
To have some people saying, "Oh, what's happening?"
What's happening?
And then every time our response was, "Hold on for season 2."
Yeah, it's coming.
And then I kid you not, season 2 is gonna be a bang. It's gonna be a bang. So without further ado, we'll start to dive in anyway. We were talking about spirituality last time.
Yeah, we were,
And then we were sort of like looking at the fact that, looking at our personal identity as Ghanaians or Africans.
Yeah, as Africans in general.
We've come from an era where most Africans were, in terms of religion, they were sort of doing the traditional way of things.
Yeah.
And then there was a paradigm shift where obviously the envoys came through and they brought down the Christianity, and we've now sort of adopted Christianity in that way.
Yeah.
Most of us are Christians, so to speak. And then obviously Islamic religion as well. So we were talking and we were discussing why that shift has affected this generation that much, and the fact that some of our generation are going back to the normal, or what I say, the usual, what we used to do as Africans, and then you express some really good thoughts on that, and I think the viewers will be happy to listen to that. So I'll put you on the spot there.
All right, let's jump in. So for me, I identify as a Christian. I don't just identify. I would say I'm a practicing Christian. As you said, like most Africans, in fact, most places have had, not just Africa, even in Europe. There were other types of spiritual practices before, any of the big religions, the major religions, Christianity, Islam, etc., etc. But for Africa specifically, I feel like as time has gone on with our generation, as you said, people are kind of getting out of touch with the tenets of religion and the structure. People are finding the structure a bit too restrictive. I, for one, I personally think that's my opinion on certain things. Being a member of the denomination that I'm a part of. So I think these changes happen. I think it's not a new thing. I think it's like it's a repetitive thing. It's a cycle. As they say, there's nothing new under the sun. So there's a new generation, and then people are like, this probably doesn't work for me. I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. But also, I think with how big, especially Christianity, and I'm not trying to take a dig at anybody or anything, but this is a reality. Especially with Christianity, how the religion has become so, for lack of a better term, it's become so commercialized. And I'm not trying to see what's right or wrong.
That's the reality of things.
So it's subjective opinion. So I think those aspects of it is what makes it less appealing, because people, when they think about religion, or me myself, when I think about religion, I think of something that allows you to get in touch with or a set of guidelines that allow you to get more in touch with your spiritual side. So I think that's the way I understand it. And if people are not feeling that connection, then I think it's reason for people to want to like walk away or want to
go back to the roots.
Exactly.
Well, but that specifically doesn't say that every religion has got their rules, right? So I could be a Moanist, which doesn't exist for the sake of it. And obviously, in my religion as a Moanist, I probably don't need to speak to certain type of people, and I don't need to touch some animals, or whatever it is, right? I cannot eat some specific foods,
types of food.
I'm thinking that if that's the case, right, those rules that governs that specific religion, if you end up coming from that, does that make you less of a human? Because growing up, I had friends, and most of them were sort of like Muslims and whatnot, and they'll say, "Oh, I don't eat this and I don't do that," and I understood that, because obviously that's the guidance for their religion. But they never sort of look down on you to say, "Oh, if you do it, it means I can't talk to you," or whatever it is. I'm looking at our generation. Some of us are going back to the roots, and like I was telling you, I was watching a video online where I could see the traditionalists practicing, some of these things they do when they went to see a certain king in Ghana, and obviously they were sort of paying homage to him, and they were doing all of these things. And I look at them, and some of them are like my age, and I'm thinking, oh, I never thought that somebody of my age could be doing it. I thought like it's gonna be the old guys, bro. But that tells you that maybe people are actually touch base, isn't it? They realize that maybe it's we need to go back to the roots and do the kind of things that we can do.
Yeah. When you mentioned about people are like our generation, doing some of the traditional religion stuff, it reminded me of something I actually saw just this morning. I saw a video online of, this is in Ghana, of people in a I don't know what to call it, like a fetish priest school.
Okay.
Like an actual...
Is there a school for it?
First time I'm seeing it. So they were in uniform. and this is in Ghana. They were in uniform. And then, legit.
Are you kidding me?
If I'm able to find the video, maybe we put it in and give credit to whoever made the video. But in uniform, and then I guess the chief priest or whoever had a whiteboard, I kid you not, and a marker, and he was like writing things down.
No, I don't think.
And then the first thing that came to my mind was Hogwarts and Harry Potter. I was like,
well, we got Harry Potter in Ghana now, but that's serious though.
Yeah, I mean,
but what would you teach on the board? I thought that thing comes by calling.
Well, I mean,
or by whatever, like a lineage or whatever it is.
Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't know the details of it, but it was very interesting. I thought it was interesting.
Ghana, but we need to look that up.
It's wild, isn't it?
Yeah, that's serious. That's serious. But yeah, like if you see our age mates and like this people that were born in our decades, so I'm talking about the 80s, and they're all touch base into all the traditionalist kind of stuff, and I'm thinking, well, I know the Bible itself because I'm a Christian as well, and I know the Bible itself, if you want to go deep into it, it's a different rabbit hole altogether, because there's the Old Testament, there's the New Testament, there's been so much debate.
Other books that were not published, apocryphal, and all of that.
So if you look at all of that, then you start to think that this was brought to us, a religion that was brought to us, introduced to us. Albeit it could be the right religion, because nobody knows, right? It could be, nobody knows. But obviously, it was introduced to us as part of colonialism.
Yeah.
If you look at that, then people going back to the traditionalist way of doing things, man, what could be their thought process in though? Could it be that they're just sort of breaking out from the norm, going into what their forefathers, ancestors probably did, which served them well all along?
I mean, I think that's that might be one of the reasons, but I also think as I said, it's like a cyclical thing. Every generation might have something, might stick for 2 or 3 generations, and then one generation kind of breaks away from it and try something else.
Yeah.
And I just want to make this clear as well. Like, we are very accepting to like different religions. We are open. If any, the people that know us in real life, that we are very kind of like open-minded. Another reason we're doing this podcast, and you will see in the future when we have people, we want people to chime in. We want people that are experts to come on board and actually share their opinion, and we can pick their brains and then give you guys answers to all the questions you have. But yeah, we are kind of like open-minded. So none of what we are saying is from a place of prejudice or something. I don't think it appears that we do.
Not at all.
So yeah, I think it's a cyclical thing. I think it's meant to happen.
But I think at the end of the day, there is one thing that all the religions sort of agree to, is that there is a higher power.
Of course,
that the existence of all of us or the universe did not just come into play by chance.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to stake your life on chance, then all right, good, that's fine as well.
Yeah.
Everybody that believes in a religion believes that there is a higher power than them.
Yeah.
That they serve, obviously, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, if you go into details, then as traditionalists, which obviously I'm sure my forefathers were, I'm just quite intrigued that all along, for a religion that or a belief that was told to us that is probably the wrong one, isn't it? Because the general status quo from where I come from believes that is not the right religion. That's the general status quo.
Yeah, same.
But that's what we as a people from that side of the world believe, that, oh no, that's wrong. Come and join here, or whatever it is, right? But my idea is, how do we not know? Obviously, because if at that point there was a higher power that's working at that time, why do we not know that we could actually regress to that and follow that side? I'm just trying to pick your brain.
I know
moving from because I know you're Christian as well, but I'm just thinking, before Christianity was introduced, they were practicing traditionalism, right? During that time, there must have been a higher power that they all sort of bowed to, or obey, or whatever it is. The question then is, what's wrong with that, in your opinion, though? It's not us in the right answer or the wrong one. In your opinion, what do you think is so wrong with that it makes people to say, this is the wrong one now, come to this side of things, come join us on Buddhism, or come join us on, whatever else it is?
I think it's all about perspective. I think, and I use this example, or this example, I say to, like, to my wife or my mom or whoever, if I was born into a Muslim family,
okay,
and that's all I've known, and that's all I've been raised on, and that's all I've been taught, then my worldview is influenced.
This is the right one.
Yes. So I think it's in that regard purely, it's like it can be very subjective. And I don't think, I'm not going to sit here and say that there's something that's right or wrong.
Yeah.
I think to each his own. And as I said, I'm an open-minded person. And so I respect people for what they believe in. As long as it doesn't, I don't know, as long as you're not like, I don't want to say certain things, but if there's that respect, you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe, I think there's always the opportunity to have that middle ground and not be at each other's throats, because religion is a very divisive, broad and divisive subject. And I think in the second episode, we said we were never going to discuss anything related to. And I think we're doing it, but we're doing it from
a different point.
We're kind of stepping away
from judging
and
whichever.
saying, So I think purely from that perspective, if people think something is wrong, or there are cultural reasons, there are economic reasons, why a certain religion might be preferred over another one, or a certain religion might be promoted over another one, or I think it's not always just about the spiritual, the whatever it says in the volume of sacred law, the Bible or the Holy Quran or whatever it is. I think there's always economic, not always economic, but there are economic, cultural, there's other contexts that influence what happens with religion. And I think it's always good to make that distinction between religion and being spiritual, because I feel like, as I said, the religion is kind of like, it's kind of like the set of guidelines, that can help. That's my definition.
I like the fact that you did say, however, that it depends on where you're coming from and how you were raised. So socialization plays a role.
Yeah, of course, I think so.
Socialization, 100%, I agree. But I just wanna also, because today is feeling like I'm digging us into a hole where
he's like dug the hole and he's pushed me in it, like, for real.
Yeah, it feels like that. But anyway, so I'm just so. Do you think that as humans we are meant to understand like the mystery of existence, or we are just meant to live it?
I think nobody
would understand it.
I think we are not meant to understand. That's opinion. You guys can chime in on this and comment and disagree.
Yeah,
that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I think certain things are not for mankind to understand. I think we're kind of treading into philosophical
are we not meant
territory. Of course, right? That's the point of this.
How do you live and not understand? Like, we are so much of an intelligent species for us not to try to fathom
and question.
Like, why? Or because we are intelligent. You know what I mean?
We are intelligent.
We think, yes. Well, but we created an artificial one.
Of course, comparatively.
Yeah. So basically, that is why I think most of us try to seek our purpose of existence.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just a place that we shouldn't be going at all, or should we just live and just enjoy?
Every human being, if you have the capacity to, I think you should 100% explore.
Yeah.
Ask yourself those questions. I think most people have actually been to that place. I remember when I was a kid, sometimes I used to be in my room and I'm like it then hits you that like you actually exist, and then you're on this earth, and then like your existence is a thing. I don't know if you ever had that feeling.
Yeah.
When you have that feeling, it's like your brain kind of just like can't actually cope with.
I kid you not.
With the reasoning, like, it's wild.
There's so many times where I've probably sat down and thought, okay, so I'm here and I've got I've got years, and and then you, as a human, or based on how you socialize and the experiences that you've got as a person, you'd decide which path to take, and the decisions you make are all based on not just your religion, but also on socialization, experiences you've had with other people, and what you've learned along the way, education. So you'd make all these decisions, I think, not mostly based on religion, but also based on what you've been through as a person.
Yeah.
People decide to have a family, people decide not to, people decide to, so it's just basically living it. If you try, and I was told growing up, I can't remember back home, that if you try to figure out the reason for existence, you are gonna go mad. I was told this many, many times.
That's what you were told like
as well.
I don't think I was ever told, but certainly feeling like, remembering the way I used to feel when I would like think about that sort of thing, it just makes me, in hindsight, it made me feel like,
because I was quite a very curious child, and I kept going to the big people in the home and in my house, and I'll go and I ask my mom and I ask my uncles, and there was a point where I asked my granddad, who was a pastor, by the way, and he was like, "Stop thinking about it."
Yeah,
and I was like, I thought you should have the answer. You should have the answer to that. It's like, don't think about it. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's just the fact that as humans, I think we are not tweaked for the unknown. And you don't know basically where the end of all of this journey would be. And that is why most people try to find the existence of all of this. But anyway, for people who know, please
tell us if you know the point of all of this. You know about the origin. Like, I mean,
it would be,
if you can prove to us, we would be happy to listen.
Or maybe we bring
I don't know.
We bring a philosopher on one of the episodes, and then we try and figure it all out.
If you're listening to this and then you feel like you can you are able to chime in on some of these topics. The easy thing to do is you can comment on any other post in socials or in on YouTube itself, or you can send us an email, whatever it is. But if you want to be a part, if you want to come on as a guest, feel free, reach out, socials. We are, as you know, in the UK, in Oxfordshire. So if you live in London, if you feel like you're within comfortable distance and you want to drop by and then have a conversation, please feel free, reach out. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely, and I like that. I mean, I've read a couple of books, and I'm gonna divert from.
Let's do it. That's what we do, isn't it?
I had to put him in that hole for a while, but I'm gonna reel him out now. Come on,
I'm free.
I read this book. Talking about an experience of a man in Babylon, and this is
I forget. There's a book called The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yeah,
or something. I need to read that book. It's really good.
Or something like that. I think that was his name, and he was talking about the experiences he had. So he started from the grassroots, literally, and then climbed his way up to be the richest man. And so I think that's the book. To be the richest man in Babylon, and for some reason, he at that time was. I said I was going to take you away from spirituality and whatnot. I'm going back to it anyway. I'm going back to it again. At some point, I think in the book, he says that once he gets his money, he finds ways to divide his money. Yeah. He pays himself. So his work is make the money, but he has to pay himself again.
Yeah.
And then I think he had to give a percentage of his money to the goddess of luck.
Interesting.
Because according to him, you cannot live without paying homage to that goddess. And I'm gonna reel you back in. I'm sorry, but I have to.
Yeah, let's go for it.
As Christians, we need to be paying tithes.
Yeah, well, that's a debatable. So I'm not saying that I.
Hold on. So basically, for him, when I was reading that book at that time, and this was like for me being like a 19-year-old boy, right? And I'm reading the book, and I'm thinking, at that time, this man was paying something to a higher power again. Yeah. Does that mean that that particular thing has trickled down? Because this is Babylonian time, and this guy probably didn't even know. He didn't reference it to God or anybody else. He's referenced it to a specific goddess. I don't quite remember the name, but he referred to that goddess as the goddess of luck, because he needed luck in his business. So my question here is, paying a chunk of your money, your income, into a belief, into a belief system where obviously that could be your religion.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that? Just your thoughts, though. It's not.
I think it's fine to do that. I think it's fine. As you said, just to borrow your words, paying into the belief system, right?
Yeah.
So it's fine to do that. We go to church, we do offertory, we contribute to things that the church is working on. But for me as a Christian, I think let me not even say as a Christian, as a human being, I think firstly that is a baseline, because we're all human beings, right?
Yeah.
That is a baseline. That's the one thing we all have in common. A lot of our needs as people, most people want the same thing. They want to be happy. They want their families to be happy.
Yeah.
Some people want to achieve certain things in life. Most people want the same thing. I think if you're able to contribute your time or your resources to help somebody get some of these things or arrive at some of these states, I think that's, to me, that is like the main calling. I believe everyone has a purpose, and everyone's purpose is kind of like interdependent on someone else's.
But for some reason, though, I've come into this country, and I've realized that most people prefer to do their own charitable donations.
Yeah, it's
instead of like going into a church and digging that, putting that pot of funds in there.
Yeah,
they want to do their own charity and sort of like contribute to a charity where they could see it's having like a meaningful outcome in it. So that sort of changed my mind a bit. I mean, before that, I knew that you go to church, you need to pay your tithes. Because obviously the pastor will talk about it a few other times, right? So I've come in here and I'm starting to think that, maybe it's not, the whole idea is about doing good.
Yeah.
If you can. Because like you said, everybody's got their own goals and they want to reach it and they want to do things, that kind of thing. But if you can trickle a few other income into that pot and say, okay, I'm maybe delivering to cancer research or whatever it is.
I think it's the same opinion we have. I think somehow, as I said, somehow everybody is connected in a certain way. And it all comes down to that, like, if you as a kid, if someone didn't dedicate their lives to being a teacher, which as we know, in most cases, is not the most rewarding profession, materially rewarding profession there is, being a teacher. We know, it's fact. It doesn't matter whether you're in the UK.
Pay them better.
Exactly, yeah.
Absolutely, they deserve that.
So it's not the most materially rewarding profession, but people dedicate their lives to doing things like that because it's like a calling they get.
Yeah.
And if someone hadn't done that,
humanity,
you and I wouldn't be able to sit here and say, I want to gun for, a six-figure salary
and stuff like that. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
So I feel like everyone is connected in that way. Everyone's life's mission or calling is tied to someone else's. Like, if you don't become, like, if you're not doing what you're doing now, someone also isn't able to do what they're supposed to do.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I feel like at the end of the day, the baseline is humanity, is our humanity beyond any religious belief or any, And my main belief, and some people I think I've already said things that people might heavily disagree with, and it's fine, you don't have to agree.
No, that was just your opinion anyway, at the end of the day. So, and I didn't see during the conversation, I didn't see anything that we've said that's actually degrading any specific religion or anything.
No, I don't.
We're just trying to find out. We talked about existence. We've talked about religious beliefs. We've talked about a certain belief and socialization. Obviously, that makes people go into donating a specific amount of money into a specific pot. And that has now brought us to the fact that others are doing it differently. Instead of putting it into religiousness, they put it into a general good for a specific outcome. Which I've learned, like I said earlier, that I've learned since I've been here, that you can do that and feel that you're doing some good. And obviously that would bring you feel that inner feeling of what's the word?
I don't want to say satisfaction, or I don't know, for lack of a better term.
Probably satisfaction. You feel satisfied that you've done something good. And then like the same way, you've come into this country and then you watch on TV, people are doing game shows, and then all the proceeds from that is going into charity. That was also new to me at some point. I'm thinking, I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna win that money for myself. I don't want to be winning that money, So that's how.
I think we need a third, or we need multiple perspectives on this topic, because I feel like we're like at the tip of the spear. I would say, we're like scratching the tip of the spear. It would be good to kind of like
have a philosopher and a clergyman, somebody, if we could.
Yeah, or at the very minimum, do like a series, like a part 2 of this conversation. I think, let's call this part 1. Part 2 could have someone else on it. Absolutely. It could just be the two of us, but I think it'll be absolutely interesting.
I think we need someone with that kind of insight in terms of religion, and then in terms of philosophy in general, and also charitable sort of organization kind of background. But yeah,
I know someone with a charitable organization background who is already coming on the podcast. I'm not gonna say much, but we'll get into it.
I think that will be this a few of the topics we mentioned today will be coming up on that one as well. But absolutely, I mean, it is good to be part of the living. I would say, because obviously you get a chance, you get second chance, numerous second chances. I never give a third chance, so I don't like to say that. And then obviously that would give you a way to sort of, refresh yourself in life. And we are happy. We're gonna probably round up as quick as we can. This was more like digging in a religious rabbit hole, but we'll hold on for episode 2. We've got a guest coming on. He's, like I said, all the guests that are coming on season 2 are psyched.
Everyone's excited. We are psyched. We're pumped.
We are ready to go. And then this guest has traveled across the world.
Yeah.
He's got so much experience in terms of tech.
Yeah.
He's working with one of the biggest tech companies, and we are looking to get him on and obviously pick his brain.
And so tune in, like, share, subscribe this one, and then look out for the next one. And we're happy, we're excited. New season, new energy.
I kid you not.
Let's get it.
We're on fire. All right then. We'll see you on the next episode.
All right, see you guys.
Cheers.
Easy.